Before man walked the earth, it slept for centuries. It is evil. It is real. It is awakening. So prepare yourselves, because here's a review of John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to as the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a review of the 1987 supernatural horror flick, Prince of Darkness, released by Universal for Alive Films, written and directed by John Carpenter, starring Donald Pleasance, along with Victor Wong, Jameson Parker, and Lisa Blount. This is the second installment in what Carpenter calls his Apocalypse trilogy, which began with The Thing, which I've already reviewed, and concludes with In the Mouth of Madness, which that's coming up in the next video. The film follows a group of quantum physics students in LA who are asked to assist a Catholic priest in investigating an ancient cylinder of liquid discovered in a monastery, which they come to find is a sentient liquid embodiment of Satan. This came out on October 23rd, 1987. Now, I was thinking of doing this last year, but since after only one watch, I just didn't feel like it. But I've decided to make up for lost time and give this to you. Now, of course, Carpenter wrote the script, but he went under a pseudonym, Martin Quatermass. This film did alright, against its $3 million budget. So let's get into the story. A Catholic priest invites quantum physicist Professor Howard Barak and his students to join him in the basement of a LA monastery that belonged to the Brotherhood of Sleep, an old order who communicate through dreams. The priest requires their assistance in investigating a mysterious cylinder containing a swirling green liquid. Among the 13 academics present are wisecracking Walter Demure Kelly, the highly strung Susan, and lovers Brian and Catherine. They decipher an ancient text found next to the cylinder, which describes the liquid as the corporeal embodiment of Satan. The team also learns Jesus Christ was an extraterrestrial who was executed for heresy after trying to warn the people of Earth about the vessel in which Satan was trapped. The liquid is then discovered to be sentient. The academics use a computer to analyze the books surrounding it and find that they included differential equations. Over a period of 2 days, small jets of liquid escape from the cylinder. Members of the group exposed to the liquid become possessed by the entity and attack the others. The first victim is Susan, who begins killing off the others one by one, after which they too become possessed. Anyone who attempts to flee the monastery is killed by the growing mass of enthralled homeless people who have surrounded the building. Professor Barak and the priest theorize that Satan is actually the offspring of the anti-god, an even more powerful force of evil bound to the realm of antimatter. The survivors find themselves sharing a recurring dream, a tachyon transmission sent as a warning from the future, year 1999. Which, of course, that's 1999, that is, showing a shadowy figure emerging from the front of the church. The hazy transmission changes slightly with each occurrence of the dream, revealing progressively more detail. The narration of the transmission each time instructs the dreamer that they are witnessing an actual broadcast from the future. Walter, trapped in a closet, witnesses the possessed bringing the cylinder to a sleeping Kelly. It opens itself and the remaining liquid transfuses into Kelly's body, causing her to become the physical vessel of Satan, a gruesomely disfigured being with powers of telekinesis and regeneration. Kelly attempts to summon the anti-god through a dimensional portal using a mirror, but the mirror is too small and the effort fails. Alright, I'm going to the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. While the rest of the team is occupied fighting the possessed, Kelly finds a larger wall mirror and draws the anti-god's hand through it. Catherine, the only one free to act, tackles Kelly, causing both of them to fall through the portal. The priest then shares the mirror with an axe, trapping Kelly, the anti-god, and Catherine in the other realm. Catherine is seen briefly on the other side of the mirror, reaching out to the portal before it closes. Immediately, the possessed die. The street people wander away, and the survivors, Brian, Walter, Professor Barack, and the priest, are rescued. Brian has the recurring dream again and now sees that Catherine, apparently possessed, is the figure emerging from the church. Brian awakens and finds Kelly, seemingly Satan's vessel, lying in bed with him. This is shown to be another dream, and he awakens screaming. Rising, he approaches his bedroom mirror, hand outstretched, and the screen going black just before he touches the mirror. End of story. So, what did I think of John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness? Well, I've got to say, it was pretty shocking and what have you, and it's a pretty good supernatural horror flick from the man who gave us a great flick like Halloween, plus other films, like The Thing, for example. Anyway, I thought this was not too bad. Now, first of all, its soundtrack is good, which Carpenter once again teams with Alan Howard, who has also collabed with him on most of the other films he worked on directing or producing, which I thought that was really good too. Anyway, their score was awesome, and I thought it was exceptionally good. Now, the film currently has a set of good, well, decent reviews. Currently, it's at 61% on Rotten Tomatoes and says that the film has a handful of chillingly clever ideas, but they aren't enough to put Carpenter's return to horror at the same level as his classic earlier outings. Well, that's factually understandable and what have you, but it still was spine tingling and a little frightening in parts and what have you. The Washington Post said at one point, Pleasance vows that it's a secret that can no longer be kept. And here's another. The film stinks. It too deserves to be shut up in a canister for 7 million years. The Globe and Mail wrote, there is no character really worth caring about, no sympathy to any of these characters. The principal romantic couple, played by Jameson Parker and Lisa Blount, are unpleasant enough to create an unfortunate ambivalence about their eternal destinies. The New York Times called the film a surprisingly cheesy horror film to come from Mr. Carpenter, a director whose work is usually far more efficient and inventive. Time Out gave it a good review, saying the film was engrossing and adding the claustrophobic terror generated by fluid camera work and striking angles, leading to a heart racing climax. I completely agree. It was good and what have you. But yeah, I mean, some of the characters were fine and what have you. But however, I did like some of the suspense and thrills it provided. Like most of Carpenter's films, this film went on to have a cult following. Let's see. Now, as for our cast, we have Donald Pleasance, who, of course, was already well known for playing Dr. Sam Loomis in Carpenter's own Halloween. He played the priest. Victor Wong, who I knew him best from the Three Ninjas series later on, played Professor Barack. Jameson Parker played Brian Marsh. Now, he, of course, was well known as half of the duo of TV's Simon and Simon, and of course, he played the first Brad Vernon on One Life to Live. Playing Catherine is the late Lisa Blount, who has been in several movies, including An Officer and a Gentleman, plus several other films. Dennis Dunn played the character Walter Fong. He was good. Susan Blanchard played Kelly. Not bad. And of course we have others and what have you. But I think some other names I've seen include Tom Bray, who recently played the the boss on TV's Riptide, played the character of Etchinson. And also, rock star Alice Cooper played the street schizo. He, of course, contributed his song Prince of Darkness to the soundtrack, given the fact he was, signed to MCA Records, which was, of course, Universal's parent company at the time. Now, overall, the film was released by Universal here in the US, but was released by Carolco internationally. At the time of its release, it did all right. It went on to make 14 million. Later on, it's been released on DVD by Universal. In 2013, Scream Factory released the film on both Blu-ray and on DVD, and more recently, Studio Canal had released a 4K release. But 2 years later, Scream Factory issued their own 4K release, which includes both a Blu-ray and 4K Ultra HD disc, which I think that's pretty cool. But anyway, I've watched this film already on Peacock, since that, of course, gives us mostly a lot of stuff that Universal has given to us, old and new. Anyway, I thought Prince of Darkness was pretty creepy and pretty frightening and eerie and what have you. But overall, with everything I've said, the story is perfectly fine. The cast is, not too bad. The score from Carpenter and Howard was really good, though. So overall, would I recommend Prince of Darkness? I'd say sure, go ahead if you're if you are a John Carpenter fan, and I would just recommend it to you and maybe give it a one-time watch. And if you're satisfied with it, keep on watching. But if not, stick to some other work. Excuse me. So, what did you think of Prince of Darkness? Let me know in the comment section below. If you liked the video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time when I bring to you my review of the third and final part of the Apocalypse trilogy, which is In the Mouth of Madness. Now, I am going to say details to follow on a few slight change of plans and what have you. Now, you're still going to get most of the reviews I've got coming up, including They Live and The Evil and Bodies. You may get a few extra videos as long as I can keep them apart by 12 to 15 hours tops. So I did make a slight error on scheduling the Fog on the 21st, which I already had Halloween 4 re-review booked, but I am going to push the Fog up to later this week as well. So you'll get a little more John Carpenter flicks for this week. Details to follow on when I get a new date for it. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed my review of Prince of Darkness, and if you did, consider checking out my reviews for these other satanic type films. In the upper left hand corner is my review of the classic itself that just recently celebrated its 50th anniversary and got a new film out now, The Exorcist. Or go to the upper right hand corner and see my review of the original version of The Omen from 1976. Or if you'd like, go to the bottom left hand corner and see my review of the first installment of Carpenter's Apocalypse trilogy in John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.